Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we are going to have the discussion of an important excerpt from the very famous play Hayavadana that is written by Girish Karnad, the famous Kannada writer as well as English writer. And this lesson is in the syllabus of second semester BCA B.Sc Generic English under Bangalore City University. So in this video, I'm going to summarize that particular excerpt of Hayavadana. And at the end of the summary, you will also get some important questions which will help you to attempt to answer in the examination. So without much delay, let's begin the summary. So before that, let's know about the play. Hayavadana, that was released in 1971, is based on Thomas Mann's 1940 novella titled The Transposed Heads, which itself reminds one of a tale from Sanskrit text of 11C, namely Katha Sarita Sagara. Katha Sarita Sagara. It is the first modern play to use a folk art form. The play articulates the story of two friends who are in love with the same woman and whose heads are accidentally interchanged. A comedy ending tragedy, the, the layered narrative also relates to the story of a man with a horse head who seeks to become human. It is written in two acts with the character of the Bhagavata providing a commentary who is narrating on the events unfolding in this play. So that's about the play. Now, with the help of the important note, we are going to discuss the summary. Hayavadana is a play by Indian writer Girish Karnad. The play tells the story of two friends who are in love with the same woman who accidentally swap heads. The play begins with a worship service or puja to the god Ganesha in hope that the play will go well. The Bhagavata, or the worshipper of Ganesha, introduces the characters, two friends, Devadatta and Kapila. They are the main important characters in the play. The first, Devadatta, is a poet, and Kapila is the son of an iron smith. Devadatta is known for his sensitivity, while Kapila is known for his physical strength. I hope you are getting, we are moving slowly. Then we find here, as the Bhagavata is describing the man, he's disturbed by a horrified actor who runs on the stage, claiming to have seen a strange creature. He says that I've seen something. The creature, Hayavadana, comes onto the scene. Hayavadana come on the scene. What is Hayavadana? Hayavadana has the body of a man and the head of a horse, which proves to be real when Bhagavata tries to free the horse head from the human body. Hayavadana explains that his mother, that is a princess, fell in love with a horse. She lived with him for 15 years until her love broke broke his curse, and he returned to his true form as a celestial being. She decided not to accompany the being back to heaven, and he cursed her, turning her into a horse. She later gave birth to Hayavadana like this. So the Bhagavata tells Hayavadana to go to temple of Kali and ask to become human. And later Hayavadana, he leaves from there. The story begins as Devadatta enters the scene. He asks his friend Kapila to find out the name and address of the woman that he loves. He tells him that he loves her so much that he would sacrifice his head and his arms to have her. Kapila finds the woman's home and knocks. As soon as he sees Padmini, the woman is Padmini, he also falls in love with that lady. He considers that the clever Padmini would be better off with a strong man like him as opposed to the soft poet Devdatta. So he thinks that I'm a very strong person. She is more fit for me rather than the soft person Devdatta. So he still tells Padmani about his friend Kapila and how Devdatta wishes to marry her. Then Devdatta and Padmani, they get married. Padmani is pregnant with their son 6 months later. The two are supposed to go on a trip to Ujjain with their friend Kapila, but Devdatta is hesitant as he believes that Padmani is attracted to his friend. Because of Devdatta's jealousy, Padmani decides to cancel the trip and changes her mind when Kapila, but I'm sorry, she has decided to change the trip, cancel the trip, but when Kapila arrives, she changes her mind. Along the way, Padmani compliments Kapila and seems to be admiring his muscular body. She appreciates how bodily he is. The party passes a temple, and Devdatta decides to make good on the promise he made before that he would give up an arm and his head to have Padmani. Right? So he is wishing like this. He leaves the pair and cuts off his head. Kapila finds Devdatta and decides to cut off his head also. So Padmani finds her husband and his friend headless. So both of them had cut their head and is just about to kill herself when the goddess Kali appears. She tells Padmani to replace the men's heads and she will heal them. So she tells Padmani that you need to replace it, just keep it back at the same place. Padmani rushes to follow the goddess' instruction, but as the men are revived, she finds that she has mixed up the heads and placed them on the wrong bodies. So Devdatta's head goes to Kapila's head, and head goes to Devdatta's head. On returning home, two men argue over which is Padmani's husband. Now Kapila's head says that his body created the child which Padmani is carrying and accepted her hand in marriage. So Kapila's head says that that is my child she's carrying. Devdatta's head says that the head is in charge of the body. So Padmani finally chooses Devdatta's head. Soon after, Devdatta goes to the fair in Ujjain and he purchases two dolls in preparation for his child. He tells Padmani about a man that he wrestled with using Kapila's body and how he won. Padmani later gives birth to her child. The child's dolls narrate some of the action in the household. Padmani is very happy with Devdatta's new body until it begins to look more and more like his old one. She picks fights with Devdatta, and the dolls reveal that she secretly dreams of Kapila. On a trip to the forest with her son, Padmani comes upon Kapila living in the woods. So Padmani meets Kapila in the jungle. Just as Devdatta's body softened, Kapila has regained his former strength, his energy. He got his energy. Padmani tells Kapila that her son is also Kapila's son, since her husband has his body. She points out that her son has a mole in the same place that Kapila does. Padmani stays in the jungle with him for many days. So then what happens? Devdatta goes looking for Padmani and finds her with Kapila. The two men fight and finally Devdatta and Kapila both die. Padmani instructs Bhagavata to take her son to hunters and tell them he has Kapila's son. After 5 years, take him to Devdatta's father, say to him that he is Devdatta's son. She tells him she plans to commit sati, lying on her husband's funeral pyre. Hayavadana, now Hayavadana comes to the scene and on a horse, he comes on a horse, Kudre. Padmani's son is also there. The Bhagavata says that the boy does not speak and does not laugh. When Hayavadana asked Kali to make him whole, I mean to say the complete human being, she made him all horse instead of all human. The story makes the boy laugh and he sings with Hayavadana, who wishes to have a horse's voice. Hayavadana cries and the boy tells him to keep laughing. Eventually, Hayavadana's laugh sounds like a horse neigh or the horse laugh. In this manner, the play ends with a celebration to Ganesha for the success of the play. So this is how I try to summarize the excerpt from Hayavadana as well as a complete Hayavadana story. Now we have few questions that will remind us the complete story, the complete play. Who is the storyteller in the play? Bhagavata. Bhagavata is the storyteller in the play Hayavadana. Why does Bhagavata say that Lord Ganesha is mysterious? He comments that Ganesha may seem to be an imperfect being because of his hybrid state. That is, his completeness is simply unknowable to mortal beings. Bhagavata introduces a main theme within the play called hybridity. Ganesha is the first of many beings with a mismatched head and body to appear in the play. Where does the story take place? The story takes place in the city of Dharmapura, which is ruled by the king Dharmashila. Then, what virtues do Devdatta and Kapila represent? Both are great friends and they wander in Dharmapura like Lavkush, like Ram Lakshman. As Bhagavata says that one is mind and one is heart. So Devdatta is the mind which has knowledge and Kapila is the heart as well as he has the physique, the strong physique. What disturbed or disrupted the Bhagavata's narration? Hayavadana disturbs the Bhagavata story. Bhagavata is surprised to encounter this creature and attempts to counsel Hayavadana on how to rid himself of his horse head before resuming his narration. So Hayavadana appears with the horse head. That's going to disturb Bhagavata's narration. Then we have next question. The actor was terrified because he saw a horse with the man's head. Bhagavata mistook the horse head to be a mask. He thought it's just a mask. How did Hayavadana get horse head? Hayavadana says that Kali asked of his wishes. Kali asked him asked him to ask for any wish that he wants to be complete. She grants the wish and disappears. However, he says that the goddess did not completely listen to the wish and made him a complete horse instead of making a complete human being. Then, what suggestion did Bhagavata give Hayavadana to get rid of his head? Bhagavata says him to visit to Kali temple as the goddess is believed to curse such disease. Why did Bhagavata ask the actor to accompany Hayavadana? Bhagavata asked the actor to accompany Hayavadana to provide guidance and support, ensuring that Hayavadana's journey and story are conveyed properly and to help him find fulfillment or resolution. So friends, this is how I try to give a brief summary of the lesson Hayavadana-An Excerpt by Karnad, by Girish Karnad, with the help of few questions also. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. Click on the like button, share the video, subscribe the channel, find all the lessons, videos, links, grammar, last 2 years question papers, solution. All the links are visible in the description box. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Stay connected with Mukesh English.